Hi, I'm Richard Kemp, a partner at Kemp IT Law. At Kemp IT Law, IT and technology law is all we do. We've heard a lot recently about big tech indemnifying customers against generative AI IP claims from the copyright industries. But how do these indemnities work, and is there a catch? As an example, Microsoft's customer copyright commitment has attracted a lot of interest. The start point here is the MCA or Microsoft Customer Agreement, the umbrella agreement that calls down all Microsoft's other terms. The MCA itself contains an indemnity where Microsoft commits to defend the customer against third-party IP claims. This indemnity is hedged with a number of conditions, including that the product must be paid for, the product must be used within license scope, unmodified, and not combined with anything else. And Microsoft can terminate the license and refund fees paid if it can't settle the claim. One set of terms that the MCA calls down is the product terms, and it's here in the Generative AI Services section that the customer copyright commitment lives. This operates as an extension of the indemnity in the MCA to cover IP claims arising from the output of Microsoft Copilot or an Azure OpenAI service, in each case where further conditions are met, including the customer must have followed safety systems and implemented all required mitigations. The customer must have all necessary rights to the input, and the customer didn't use the output when it knew or should have known that it was likely to infringe third-party rights. With the rising tide of genAI infringement claims, IP indemnities are more important than they look. The rationale is that the customer says to the provider, "I want to buy your service, but you're the only person who knows if you've infringed someone else's rights, so please bear that risk and reimburse me for anything I have to pay if I'm on the wrong end of an infringement claim." But it's never that simple, and IP indemnities are complex and come festooned with conditions. And some of these are far-reaching, so as the customer, it's really a case of looking at the small print. Here, you might think that some of the requirements are a bit tongue-in-cheek in the way that they restrict protection. For example, what does using the product uncombined mean? Surely the customer will always be using the product combined with something else. Does the provider's right to terminate the license, if it can't fix the problem, take away protection just when it's needed most? And when should the customer have known that a claim was likely? And what does the provider say to all this? Basically, yes, we want to give our customers protection against the risk of claims, but no, there's no catch. We're simply not offering an unconditional commitment, particularly where the customer isn't paying a lot. And you can decide whether or not to use our product on this basis. So, as genAI scales, the scene is set for a major tussle between big tech on one side, the copyright industries on the other, and the customer in the middle. A tussle where the lowly IP indemnity is set to have a big role. If you'd like to hear more, check out our LinkedIn and YouTube channels and sign up to our mailing list.